We've got him! We've got him! Finally, Joe Willock has signed for Newcastle United to the tune of around £25 million.
Good news, isn't it? It is fantastic news. We've finally got it out of the line. Joe Willock is a Toon player.
No, I'm not dreaming, I promise. We've signed someone. We've actually signed someone, and not just anyone either. We've signed Joe Willock, finally.
Newcastle Fans TV.
I can't believe I'm saying that. We've signed Joe Willock on a permanent basis for £25 million. Give or take a few million. Absolutely crazy. I've been tweeting that there was no chance of us signing him on a permanent deal, and the fact that we're even talking about that just proves that you know, there was an opportunity for the club to get out of it by turning around and saying we offered 25 million. Joe decided that he didn't want to come on a permanent basis. There was nothing more than we couldn't do anything more. Oh, how wrong was I?
Weeks and weeks and weeks of badgering Arsenal to try and get Joe Willock. I'm delighted that he's through the door. You know, I've talked about it in pre-season on the channel that we need goals, because if you take Callum Wilson out the side, there just isn't enough goals in this team for me. But Joe Willock will bring that. I can see him getting double figures quite easily, him and Wilson, and that kind of puts the burden off Wilson a little bit, which is fantastic. You know what he's going to do? He's going to break from midfield. I just hope that he starts a lot more games, because obviously towards the end of the season he was an impact player. Then Bruce started him, and you can see why, scoring goals, getting into the box late. And we haven't really had a player like that really since, some people might say Wijnaldum, but I'll disagree on that. Really, from centre midfield, Kevin Nolan is probably the last time Newcastle had a midfielder like that, breaking it in the box, trying to get in the box on the end of stuff.
Yeah. So we never thought it was going to happen, but we finally got our man. Steve Bruce has said he's been his #1 target all transfer window, and he's finally got him just before the season begins as well. Personally, I'm absolutely delighted. He was an absolutely essential part of this team towards the end of last season, obviously scoring as many goals as he did. Probably kept us in the league. So, fantastic young player to add to the squad, and a fantastic player to get us into that attacking third where most of our talent is with Saint-Maximin and Callum Wilson already.
It's absolutely over the moon that the Maggie lover Joe Willock is returning to the Toon to celebrate in front of the Gallagher to a packed crowd of 52,000. He hasn't done that yet. The roof is gonna go off, and I can't wait to. I really hope he scores on his debut against West Ham. He could be making his debut against Aston Villa, but I do hope he gets to do that against West Ham and score in front of a packed crowd to just cement that he's made the right decision, because I'm sure he'll be worrying about that, which is understandable.
We've got him through the door. It's a big chunk of wages, big chunk of money, but you've got to pay these fees. And some people might say, well, he's a squad player at Arsenal, but we know what he can do at Newcastle. He's gone 7 games in a row scoring, so what could he do over a full season? You never know. If he performs well, you might get an England call-up. You just don't know. Obviously, England are very talented in midfield, don't get me wrong, but you could see a call-up happen if he keeps that form going. But what next? What next for Newcastle? I still think that they need a backup striker D, even though we've got Willock for the door. Can't rely on Wilson and Gale all season. Joe Linton might fill in there, but for me, that's an area I'd like to see, possibly even a centre midfielder, another right back as well. I'm sure there'll be loads of loans that Bruce will be looking at.
It's a role that we've been trying to fill probably ever since Ben Arthur left, so I think Willock could really be the person to take us forward. Hopefully he can replicate the form that he had towards the end of last season, but I think it's been a fantastic deal by the club and by Arsenal as well to let their young player go and not restrict his first team football, because he probably wouldn't get in the first team at the moment, up there, or down there I should say. So yeah, fantastic sign. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. It's hopefully one of many to come in the last few days of the transfer window, because I do still think we need reinforcements, but at least we finally got our man. Absolutely buzzing with that. Thank God for Joe Willock.
14 appearances, 3 off the bench, 8 goals. Let's be honest, without them, we could be playing Championship football right now. But we're not. We're in the Premier League. Season tickets are renewed throughout the Newcastle Fans TV group, myself included. Can't wait to see Joe doing bits again next season. Fucking hell. Bit of good business. Yes, we need to sign other players, but it's a start. And it's the best possible outcome that we could have wanted with Joe Willock. Fantastic. Over the moon. Not enough superlatives in a dictionary to be able to tell you how I feel. Come on, the boys, get in.
But I'm delighted to get Joe Willock through the door. It's lifted the spirits because we've seen, obviously, the kit come out. No new signings. We're the only Premier League side, naughty. And it's lifted everybody. I've seen it on social media. Everyone's happy on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Everyone's over the moon that they've got Joe Willock because they know what he brings. We know what he brings. He's going to score goals. And he's been given that licence. And do you know what? Credit to Steve Bruce. Because he brought Joe Willock in January. And it's not often that he gets many. But he got this one right. Hit the ground running. What was it? March. He started scoring loads of goals. Games in a row. So Bruce got it. Fair play to Bruce. He got that one spot on. Whether it was his signings or not. I don't really know. Whether it was the boards. Who knows? But the Willock signing was great.
Absolutely buzzing to finally get Joe Willock over the line. What a fantastic signing that is for the club. He showed what he can do last season. Let's hope he can come here, progress more and build up what seems to be a fantastic relationship with Maxi. Absolutely fantastic signing, but let's hope it's the start of a few, not just the one. How are you, lads?
Charlie's got to pull his finger out and start helping Bruce, and because we're all now, Bruce isn't the man for the job, but you've got to try and help him as best you can. Because a lot of Newcastle fans are hoping on this takeover goes through January or February, whenever it comes through. Because it's been delayed. But that's some fans. I'm not personally. I just don't want to see Steve Bruce get the extension. However, the signing is all about Joe Willock. Please let us know in the comments below what you're thinking about Joe Willock. Are you excited? Are you happy about it? You've got to be happy with it. But what next? Is that blowing the budget? Do we only have loans left? Give us some names in the comments down there below.